The energy is so intense. I'm so sorry. Just having a couple difficulties here with the computer. All right. So I just want to make a couple quick announcements. We usually have these calls Sunday at 2 o'clock, and I wasn't able to do it last Sunday. My daughter graduated from college, and next Sunday I'm also out of town. So we have it tonight, Wednesday at 8 p.m., and next week we will also have it at 8 p.m., and then we'll be back on our normal Sunday, 2 o'clock p.m. schedule. All right, just wanted to let you guys know. Hold on, I think that there's something going on. Is there an issue?
Yeah, your video's not on.
How did this happen? It's on here. One minute, everybody.
Okay.
Can you see me?
I can't.
Can anybody see me?
Oh, yeah, they do.
Okay. Sorry, I think it's the full moon energy. Clearly it is. Okay. So a couple other announcements. If you're just getting on, next week we won't have the call on Sunday. We'll have it on Wednesday. Tonight, obviously, I'm going to bring in Raphael and channel for all of you. Anybody who's never been on this call before and you're new to this process, my name is Kelly Kolodney. I have been channeling the Angel Raphael since 1989. I started to channel during the harmonic convergence. I was a young girl just out of college, and the Kundalini through a certain type of body work came rising up through my being. Wasn't something I was trying to do. Nobody knew what was channeling back then. We were literally going to the library and getting out books with like index cards. There wasn't even any Google, and trying to figure out what in the heck is happening to us. It was happening to my sister and I simultaneously. So it has been quite a magical journey for many, many years, with lots of incredible waves of love and synchronicity and blessings. And I feel like it's kind of my mission, or I know it is my mission, to share Raphael's messages and be of service and do what I can. So here I am. So tonight we're going to bring in Raphael, and how that works is I close my eyes, my hands kind of move a little bit back and forth, and I rock back and forth like that. And that is just a process of blessings. So when you're in the presence of the channeling, you are receiving an energetic upgrade and a blessing just being in the vibration. And even though it's important what Raphael is saying, Raphael always says that the words are actually almost irrelevant. It's the energy and the vibration that you're being bathed in as the angelic energy is coming through that is the most important. And so we're going to start in a minute. The other thing I want to mention to you guys is I've been doing a lot of work with awakening the feminine energy. And I'm sure Raphael will talk about that, or I know we'll talk about it tonight. All this goddess and high priestess energy is coming in, especially now during the full moon. And I will be reteaching the Awakening the High Priestess class in June. And I'm just running it over 2 weekends in June. It's like an hour on a Saturday and a Sunday. And we kind of just jump into it. And it is really, it kind of brings everyone together in like a sisterhood, and we meet with the different goddesses. We work with Sekhmet, which is this very powerful Egyptian energy that helps you guys with recognizing your power, having boundaries, standing up for yourself, and that's a very powerful connection and transmission. We work with Mary Magdalene, and that energy is beautiful, and it's a lot of working with forgiveness and like washing away old wounds and deep healing that happens in that process. We go to Ireland and work with the sacred stones to seek clarity and vision about your purpose. We work with Lakshmi in India, all different goddesses around abundance and all kinds of things. So tonight, from now until midnight, that we have that full moon special. If you have a girlfriend or somebody that you love that you'd like to take the class with, you can buy the class and get one free, meaning you can give it to a friend for free. So I'm just sharing that with you because I don't know, the more of us that come together as women, as we awaken the divine feminine and like love one another instead of compete with each other, which was Raphael was talking to me a lot about today, the more powerful we can be and the more we can heal the planet. Okay, here we go. I'm like a little bit frenetic tonight, a little out of sorts. It's definitely the full moon energy. I'm like, wow. I don't know about you guys are feeling it. Oh my goodness. All right, here we go. And everybody just settle down, including myself. Ground down into the earth. Just feel the cord dropping in. Take some nice deep breaths all the way in. And let go. And another one if you'd like, all the way in. And let go.
Hello.
Hello. It is that we are delighted to be here and to talk to all of you. However, it is that as we are sitting here, it is a bit hot, and so it will take us a moment to calibrate to the temperature in the vicinity of the body in which we are entering. It is that I am here not alone, but many beings are here as always, and I am delighted as Archangel Raphael to assist you tonight as you are expanding the energy of who it is that you are in the allowing yourself to feel the vibration and the energy of this moon that is very present for many of you. And it is that we don't always talk to you when the moon is full, for it is not normally something in which we are connecting with you. But this is an exceptional moment in time. And this energy is palpable and extremely powerful, and it is unleashing and bringing light to many places. For it is that if you think about it from an astrological standpoint, it is sitting in the energy and the vibration of what many of you might know or to understand as Sagittarius. And although that comes with adventure and lots of beautiful energies with the vibration of that, what's coming in around this energy right now is that around the energy of truth and the frequency of truth itself. And it is so elevated, it is so high right now that what is happening is it is shedding light in any area in which there has been darkness, in any area where there has been deceit or an illusion in which you have hidden something from another or from yourself, or that others in larger aspects of structure and form have been hiding or keeping from you something. And because the energy is so intense and there are so many beings assisting right now, it is catapulting a breaking down of systems. And it is the crumbling of an old way. Because it is that, yes, we've been talking a lot to Kelly about the divine feminine. And the reason we're talking about that is because in order for your planet to come back into balance, it is going to have to completely rise up in all of its its glory. And when we talk about that, we don't mean that it only comes up in what you perceive it to be as this gentle, nurturing, intuitive, loving, and creative energy, although that is one aspect of it and extremely important and deeply needed right now on the planet. And it is rising. There is another aspect to the divine feminine energy that is often put aside, or one doesn't even want to look at it. It is the unleashing of great power. And we're not talking about the power of the ego or the power of structure or hierarchy or form, but we're talking about an innate wisdom, the power that roars through the planet, through Mother Earth, that is also there in their sense of great unleashing of energy. And this energy is coming forward. And this is a being in which I rarely connect or work with, but it is that a goddess has been very present today and is coming in and would like to connect with all of you, because this goddess may be seen or perceived by others as destructive or filled with chaos, or one that perhaps destroys. And yet, when you look at it at a much deeper level, it is about transformation, it is about alchemy, and it is about a willingness to face your fears, a willingness to stand in your truth and to find what is true. And so we're going to be talking with this vibration very soon, but we want you to know that as you look outside in your world and in your experience, so many things in which you have held on to know to be true, to hold steadfast to in belief systems and ideas of the way the world works, are crumbling before you as if there is a shaking beneath you. And it is that you start to question and to wonder, because it is that now that the way that things are perceived, you can choose to confirm any belief that you have through technology and through information. And it's more difficult for you to find what is true. Things in which you assumed before were true, you start to question because you wonder, what are the resources? What is the reasoning behind it? Who is backing what they are saying? And what is their motive and motivation? And things that seem so sure to you start to become a question. And you begin to wonder. And what's happening with this energy is it's the energy of an epiphany, of a turning completely around and perhaps seeing things from a whole new perspective, looking at them in a light that you've never given yourself an opportunity to look at it in that particular lens before, that your lens was so steadfast in the way in which you saw the world. And now there's just a little glimmer of a shifting, a change in which you're starting to just look a little bit deeper in a wondering. And it is that as you search and continue to look outside of self to find your truth, to find perhaps what is truth in your knowing or your beliefs about the world and your ideas, you will find that you cannot find it out there, because it has been the way of the past to seek knowing about self from something outside of who you were. It was the masculine way. And that way has served you well and has been very deeply a part of the process of the human evolution, as you have looked to the doctor to heal you, or to the therapist to solve your problem, or to whatever it may be. And although you will continue to seek services and connect with others, there will start to be a deep change and a shift in the paradigm of the understanding of who you are, in the remembering that that in which you are seeking or looking for outside of self, that the answer that you are looking for resides within. And as your systems begin to shift, change, and dissolve, the idea that you can solidify a knowing of something that is based in belief is that you start to understand and recognize that there is no absolute in truth, but there is only perception. And yes, there is truth in your natural laws and gravity, or if something is black or white or cold or hot. But the truth around an idea, a philosophy, an understanding, a perception, or even relationships and interactions start to become muddled and are beginning to change as you are recognizing that it is only within you that you can know and find your truth. And so the energy tonight of this moon that is here is coming in a way that is bringing up and rising the divine feminine. But it is bringing it up, as we were saying, not only in that in which is sweet and loving, intuitive and nurturing, but it is coming in and unleashing a power that lives and dwells in all of you. We're not talking about if you're a male or a female, it doesn't matter. It's not about the physical body or gender in which you dwell in. It is about the vibration and the energy of the feminine. And it is so powerful, and it is coming in with such a roar that it is shedding a light upon you now. And it is asking you to take a deep look. And you might want to hide or go under the rug or continue to deceive yourself in deceit or to hide a secret beneath the surface. But it will find you, it will seek you out, and it will shed the light upon you until you are willing to look at what it is, because in the looking at it and the willingness to see it is the truth of the healing in which you are seeking, the transformation and the transmutation of who you are. And you might say, but I do not hold or have a secret to myself or to another. And I ask you to look again deep within. For is there something perhaps you have not shared or are holding to yourself, but have buried deep beneath the surface in a box to put away for another time, or perhaps never at all? Or perhaps it is something within your own being that you are not wanting to see or to look at, a behavior or a way of being. Perhaps you do not have certain things organized or in order, and you think, I will get to it another time. Perhaps in your relationship that is filled with angst and turmoil, and you continue to push it under the rug for you do not have the energy to cope, or a child who is suffering or feeling mental illness or dealing with troubles, and yet you do what you can and turn your back to it because you cannot take it one more moment. For there are so many places in which we are in denial in the human form, in which you are in denial. And it is that it is all right, and it is one in which you have allowed yourself to be on that ride, that road of pushing your foraging ahead in knowing that you can leave it somewhere in the dust behind. But you see, as the light comes in from the moon tonight and the vibration, the energy of the roar of Kali, of the great goddess comes, she comes as what might be seen as the destroyer, but she comes also with great patience, for she shall wait until you are ready to look at that in which you had not wanted to look at before. And when you do, you might see something that brings you a sense of tear or pain or sorrow. But as that sorrow passes, you become free, for you are awakened to the truth of who you are, which shall set you free. And so it is that now the planet is moving so rapidly through these changes. And as it does so, it is beckoning and calling on you to bring out that power that has been pushed away and aside and put in a box for so long. For you see, it is that the divine feminine energy, it has a side to it, like the roaring ocean that can be violent at times with a great storm, for it has such power that one does not fool with it. Yet that powerful part had been put away in a box for so long, but now it is coming out again to play. For it is a power that others had been afraid of. They had looked upon those who could see as oracles, who could feel and hear and know the voice without the word, who could travel beyond where they were and talk to those in other realms, who could sense and know things from an intuitive place beyond that of the logical mind. And that was frightening and put away in a box to be told it was bad. Even the idea and the vibration of the emotion or being emotional was seen as bad. And it began to bow down and honor the logic, the reason, the science, the math, the ego, the sense of power and hierarchy, comparison, saying and pivoting you as women against one another. Well, you aren't good enough. You need to look this way or that way. You must wear this or that, or fix this tuck or this chin. And in doing that, you forgot of the beauty that resides inside of who it is that you are, and that each one around you is your sister, not to be in comparison or to compete against or to squirrel, but to come together and cooperate in the knowing that the power that resides within you is the power needed right now to rise up and through the earth, through the plants and the systems, through the water, through the trees and the stars, through the children and the grass, through the crops, through the money and the idea of exchange, through commerce, through education, through government. It is the intuitive knowing that resides in what is needed for the collective. And it comes with great passion, great love, a great nurturing, and a great sense of light and forgiveness. It is the one that looks out at the sea of war and destruction and pain and says that the solution is not going to come from the mind. It is not going to come from the building up of more weapons or the idea that you are separate, or that if you draw a line in the sand and you say this land is mine, that then it is. But it comes from taking in the child that the parents just died, that were bombed from your rockets, into your home, until you begin to love what had been your enemy, because you see that they are your children. They are you and one and the same, for there is nothing different about those who are drawn on the other side of the land across from you. They are the same. And it goes for both sides, for both are hurt and in pain and in agony. And the division that you see is all across your globe, whether it be the fighting of a war over land, or the idea that one is greater or less than the other because they have more money or less, or a different skin color or less. For the division continues through your politics and the idea of what you think is true and is not true, in different camps of segregating yourselves and dividing yourselves to the point that you have forgotten that what you are looking at in the division that you think is separate from yourself is you. And this is the outcome of an energy that has lost its way around the divine feminine, where it has been hidden in a box for too long. You're even dividing now whether you should be vaccinated or not, separating yourselves in camps, all different ideas and thought forms around all different things. But yet it is in the honoring and the respecting of each other and your choices, and the remembering that you are a reflection of each other, that the healing should begin. And so we come to you tonight as Kali, the great goddess, comes, and she may come in great chaos, but you see, out of the chaos and the ashes, the phoenix rise. And it is that we are rising up now to show you and to shed light upon the secrets. Now, secrets may come out in your headlines and in your news, things in which you have known to be or thought in an absolute to be what was true will start to become revealed and come to the surface to be heard. And it is important to remain open and to look and to see with a new vantage point, a new way of seeing, a new eye. Because this full moon is about an epiphany. It is about an awakening. It is about a new perception, a new perspective, a way of seeing the world in a way that you have not seen it before. And so it comes in its brightness to shed the light upon all of you into the deepest crevices and the darkest secrets that you carry, in knowing that in the willingness to see your own shadow and to allow it to come to be seen, to be loved, that the roaring energy of the divine feminine begins to rise and then the power begins to come up. And when you unleash this power that we are speaking of that has been hidden away for so long, and it begins to recalibrate and balance itself and to be honored, in which the goddess is seen and the statues are risen again to be honored and loved. As you love it, you love the divine feminine, which is ultimately the home in which you dwell, the earth that you call your mother. And your mother that holds you in her womb is looking for you now to find her and to open up to the places in which there has been a sense of disconnect from her, a sense of greed, a sense of ego, a sense of wanting to do what you want despite how it may affect or hurt her, knowing that she is your home connected to you, and that without her and without her oxygen, without her trees, without her water, without her food, without her light, without her love, you have no home. For you have a home back where it is that I am in the angelic realm, and you will allow the body to disintegrate, for she will replenish herself and come back to life. But if you as a species choose and wish to remain on earth and to evolve collectively to a consciousness in which you can see the divine in one another, it will require the rising of the feminine. It will require being fearless. It will require placing and unleashing the power that resides within without being in any way or acknowledging a sense of apology for that power, but to own it, to stand in it, to unleash it without fear. For there have been lifetimes after lifetimes of ridicule, persecution, and even burning of the divine feminine. And now it is time to allow it to rise again unabashedly, knowing that yes, as it rises, it comes this time with healing, with transformation, with metamorphosis. It is an alchemy into the light of the new world as you rise to the new dimension, the fifth dimension of a new perception and way of being unified in love. And so I call upon you tonight, all of you, wherever you are in the world, whatever body you are in, male or female, it doesn't matter, to allow and to feel the divine feminine rise, meaning to be willing to shine the light and allow the moonlight to come down and to expose you, to expose your secrets. Whatever you might be hiding. And it may be very deep and old or very subtle and just a little tweak of, oh, perhaps I'm hiding the fact that I am feeling sadness or that I am grieving, or perhaps I'm feeling something that I am hiding and not willing to see or to look at in my relationship or my family or my finances or my job. It can show itself, and I'm not willing to look at what might be happening in my health or what I need to do to make those changes, because in the stubbornness of who I am not wanting to, and that's all right. For the divine, powerful energy will wait. It is patient. It stands and it comes before you, loving you in a way that you've never been loved before. You see, the energy of this goddess Kali knows you before you were born here on earth, knows you before who you think you are now, knows you in all the lifetimes after lifetimes after lifetimes that you have had, and loves you in a way that you cannot even love your own self. A love beyond measurement, a love beyond knowing where you are, the love that you feel when you leave your body and the light rises. And you see it coming toward you as you merge into the stillness and the oneness of all, and you remember that you are coming home. It is that love now that love for yourself that is rising, the willingness to look at yourself in the mirror and love who you are without any apology for a wrinkle, any apology for a sense that you don't have enough money, or that you are fat or tall or thin or poor or rich, or that you're not doing your job, or you haven't found your passion yet. Without an apology for anything, knowing that exactly where you are in your life right now, with whatever may be happening in your experience, your relationships, your household, and wherever you are, is perfectly aligned and should be happening because it is. Because this is where you are. This is where you are. But in that, allow the light to come in and to look into every single piece in detail and crevice, standing naked and abandoned in the moonlight, in vulnerability and exposed. This energy coming in is to expose. It is exposing truth. It is all about truth. It is about what is true for you, what is true inside you, what is it, what secret do you want to share? And so what we are wanting to do is to activate that within you this evening. And as we do so, we ask you to come together in ceremony around this magnificent and beautiful moon that shines upon you across the globe. And as it shines its light upon you, it says, I love you. And as Kali comes in with her great power, she takes her sword now and she just cuts away any of that armor all around you where you have been hiding, contracting, pulling in. Look at your posture. Is it sometimes down? Does your head fall? Do your shoulders cave? Are you afraid to expand, to open, to be free, to be vulnerable, to be seen, to be loved? Are you protecting yourself? And if you are, what are you protecting yourself from? And are you ready to be freed of those shackles? And to free those shackles is to cut the cords of shame, the cords of guilt. And the sense that you are not enough. And as you cut them and open them and awaken them, you open your arms, you expand your being. So do that now. Take a nice deep breath and open your arms like great wings of Isis as she opens her wings to you. And as she opens them, she comes and says, widen and open your heart. Allow your heart to come out. And as you feel your heart opening and expanding, begin to breathe in and out of your heart, in and out. And as you're breathing, you may begin to feel and imagine your heart starts to come out as if it is sitting in front of you on a platter. The heart is a breathing brain mechanism. It is filled with energy and resource and light and wisdom and knowledge. It knows more than the mind, for it is the center of who you are. And it has been told it is wrong not to listen to the heart, but to follow the head, not to follow your gut and your inner knowing, but to listen to the logic. But that no longer can be, for the logic has gotten you collectively where you are now. And as you look around, you might see that it's not working out so well. So open your hearts, expand into the vibration of truth, the vibration of surrendering to something greater than who you are, which is actually yourself, because we were asking to unleash the power within. And so now as you do this, feel and see your heart sitting there. And as I look upon all of you sitting together as gods and goddesses of children of the love and the light, I see your hearts sitting on a platter as the moonlight comes in. And as it comes in, it starts to shine into the crevices of the heart, into every single corridor and aorta. It starts to open the veins and the vessels and expose the places in which you are protecting and hiding from. and allow it to open, to feel safe, and to know you are in a safe place to open your heart to us. And as you open it, Kali comes in with the power of her love, pouring and radiating pink and golden light into your heart, burning and transmuting and transfiguring all of the old energies that are no longer needed as you begin to awaken to the divine being that you are. And with that, now I'm going to ask you to come together in a very intimate way. So close your eyes, and as you do so, know that all of you listening to this now, who are here or listening ever in the future, are gathering as a soul group of light beings of love who have chosen to come as it is time now to awaken. And as you stand together holding hands, look out into the sea of one another and see the beautiful light radiating from your eyes and the love coming out of your heart as candles are amongst you, lit all around with their light, illuminating the love that you are. Flowers are in vases all around, abound in bounty, as you feel the night air and the wind and the moon shining upon you, the fire glowing. Remember the times and the lifetimes in which you sat around the fire during the moon, where you held hands together and you danced, opening your heart and singing through the night. Tune into those lifetimes, those knowings, those rememberings in which you were not afraid, but connected to the rhythm of the earth, feeling her power and her glory with great honor and respect. And as you hold hands, find a seat now around the fire, somewhere for you to sit. Perhaps it looks like a log or a haystack. Perhaps it is the soft grass beneath you. And as you begin to sit there, look around him, and it is time now to tell a story. As you sat before and remember the old stories around the fire, sit together. And as you sit, it is your turn, as you will be passed a stick, a talking stick. And as the stick comes over to where you are, you'll take a moment now and you'll speak your truth. We ask you to tell the others in the group a secret, something that you haven't told anyone, or perhaps haven't wanted to look at or to acknowledge. Perhaps it is that you feel bad that you haven't found your way or your passion. Perhaps it is that you're hiding a debt that you have. Perhaps it is that you've cheated on another, or that you do not really love someone in a way they think you love them. It could be perhaps that you are not willing to look at a health concern and you push it under the rug. It could be a secret from long past as a child that you do not want to remember. But you see, as you share your secret, as you share it with your brothers and sisters in the moonlight, the great goddess of Kali comes and shines her light upon it. And as her light shines, she gives you a gift. And the gift is love. Where she says, no matter what you can tell me that you have done or not done, whatever thing that may seem sad or shameful, you are forgiven. You are loved. You are loved. There is nothing you can say, nothing that you could have done that cannot be forgiven, that cannot be showered with love. And so she radiates this love that she has for you, that she has carried in her heart from the time your soul was born, from the moment the breath of the universe called you into form, as it carried you through a leaf, through lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes, to the presence of who you are now. That love is immeasurable, and it comes with a roar like lightning, and it showers light and love, washing away your secret. As you hear the rain dripping and coming down, it washes away your secret. The burden in which you've carried, you no longer need to carry, for you have exposed it and told the truth. And that is our gift for you tonight, the gift of love, the gift to allow yourself to be free of the secrets. And know that as you have the strength and you are fearless enough to open your heart to expose your secrets to another, to the goddess of Kali, that in that you give a sense of strength to those around you to share their secrets. And as you share with one another, you hear what they say, and you realize you're not all so very different at all, for you all are carrying the same. Some might feel bigger, some might feel smaller, but it does not matter, for in frequency, anything in which you hide from yourself or another carries the vibration of shame. And that energy keeps you away from the frequency of truth. And as you light and lit it full and it shines upon, it opens you to be in a way in which you have not before. For the rising then of the divine feminine comes up roaring through you in her power and her glory and her strength. And so this moon, it's not just any ordinary moon. It's a super moon. And it comes during an eclipse, and it comes with light for you and love. And it comes now as you are ushering in the divine feminine, because your planet now is rising to see something new, to look and to witness the world in a new way. And with Kali comes destruction, comes chaos. And you might say, I don't want chaos or destruction, but you see, in the crumbling of the old, the rebirthing, the new can form. And so you are living witnesses and choose and have chosen to be and to live during this time on the planet of great transformation. And your part in it is to be authentic to who you are, to speak your truth, and to rise up and to be the powerful light that you are. For you are looking somewhere else for the power or for the answers, but you see you are the powerful one. You are the God. You are the goddess. You are the energy that you look to another for. It's inside of you. And so with that, we send to you from the angelic realm all the beings of light that are here tonight present for you, wiping away your tears as Mary Magdalene comes in, washing your forehead and wiping it down, gently rubbing and caressing you. With great gratitude for your courage to share your secrets. And if there are more to share, write them down. You do not have to speak them to another if you do not want. Just get them out. Take them to the fire and burn them away so they may be transmuted. And know that they will set you free to free up energy now for more power to rise. Because you are on the cusp of a new dawn, of a new beginning, of a new age, the age of Aquarius. And we have great faith from the angelic realm that you will find your way, that you shall rise and choose love over fear. Many blessings and good night. Well, thank you everybody for joining in. I'm so glad we got to connect with that beautiful vibration. And I'm so grateful for all of you beautiful women and beautiful men. And I will see you next Wednesday for another free call. And next week we'll do all Q&A. I promise I'll answer your questions that you guys have been sending in. And if anybody wants to do the Awaken the High Priestess, it's going to be amazing. I know it is. And I'd love to have you there. Okay. All right. I guess, Sam, maybe you can unmute. So if anybody wants to say goodbye or say anything. So good to see everybody.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Love you.
Thank you, Kelly.
Love you, everybody. Thank you. Blessings to you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Love you.
Thank you much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Blessings, blessings, blessings. Bless everyone. Love you.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you,
Thank you so,
Kelly.
so
Love
much.
you.
Thank you,
Kelly.
Very
Thank
much,
you so
Kelly.
much.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much love, Kelly.
Happy new
Oh,
beginning.
Thank you, thank you,
thank
thank
you,
you.
Kelly.
Thank you so much, Kelly.
Thank you,
You,
Kelly.
Kelly.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, Kelly.
I love you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
You, Kelly.
you,
Thank you,
Jamie.
Kelly.
Raphael.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Good night, everybody. Thank you,
Thank you.
sisters. Thank
Missed
you.
you all so much.
Thank
Nice to be
you.
together. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Angel.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank
Blessings
Thank you, Casey.
to all. Thank you, Raphael. Thank you. Blessings.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Kelly.
you.
Thank you,
Much love to everyone.
Kelly, you're muted.
Kelly, I love you.
Thank you for having it on a weeknight instead of a Sunday morning.
Oh, okay. Well, it'll be the same thing next week, Wednesday night, okay? Because I'm out of town.
Blessings.
you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Love you
I've
all
missed you.
so much. Thank you so
I
much,
missed
Kelly.
everybody. Nice to reconnect. It's
Stay
been great.
safe, Kelly.
Yeah, so nice to be with all of you. So grateful.
I feel kind of lost when we don't get together once a week.
I know, I had my daughter's graduation, so things to do.
No, it's the way it is. But
Yeah.
I've missed it. So thank you so much and congratulations on her.
Oh, thank you. She did it all on her own.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. All right, I'm gonna hang up. Love you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Love
you.
you.
Love
Kelly,
you.
love you.
Love you,
Bye.
Kelly.
Kelly, thank you.
Thanks.